Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I am bringing you a Resident Evil 4 mod tutorial. We're going to be installing the ReShade and the HD project mod. These two mods alone make the game look 100 times better. It makes the game just look really crisp and beautiful. It gives it more lighting and shadows, which the original PC port doesn't have, even though it has the name of Ultimate HD Edition, which it's completely not. I'll tell you that. And I'm going to be giving you a quick tutorial. This is a pain in the ass. It took me a few hours to get this figured out. I was trying to record this earlier, like at around 1 o'clock. It is now 8. So it took me a while to figure out how to actually get everything to work, but now I actually have it down to like a science. So I'm going to show you guys exactly how to do it without having any issues. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to uninstall my game. If you guys did have the HD project or ReShade installed, I would recommend you guys to uninstall everything completely and then just start from the beginning. If you just have the base game installed, you could skip this part and move on to the next, but I'm going to show how to completely uninstall everything. So what we're going to do is we're going to just right click here on the Resident Evil 4 in Steam. We're going to go to Manage. And after that, we're going to go to Browse Local Files. You should see this. We're going to go into our bin 32. And we're pretty much just going to delete everything here. Because for some reason, if you had the HD project and ReShade installed, and when you reinstall Resident Evil 4, all these things will still be here. So we're just going to completely delete them. And just leave that there. We could close out of that. And then the way I find it easier to like completely remove everything, you could just right click, go to manage and uninstall. But when I did that once, it didn't uninstall everything completely. So we're going to just go up here to Steam on the top left. Then we're going to go to settings. Then go down here to downloads. Once you go to downloads, we're going to go to Steam library folders. And then this should pop up. Just find the drive you have the game installed. Apparently I can't move that. Oh, there we go. I have mine on my HDD, so I'm going to look for Resident Evil 4. Here it is. We're going to uninstall. And now that should have completely gotten everything out of the way. It should have uninstalled the HD project if you had it installed in the ReShade. So now we're just going to install it again, and I will talk to you guys once my game is installed so we can move on to the actual installing of the mods. Okay, now that the game has fully installed, we are going to be installing ReShade first. And we're going to be doing that because apparently if we have the HD project installed before ReShade, it is going to have like some issues. ReShade won't work properly. So we're just going to be installing ReShade first to be on the safe side. So I am going to be using version 5.6 because that is the version that worked before I started recording this. The one that I used in my videos was version 5.4.2, but 5.6 for ReShade works just as fine. And I will have a link in the description to everything that you're going to need to download. So right here we're going to be seeing the ReShade 5.0s. And like I said, I'm going to be using version 5.6, but since I already have it downloaded, I'm not going to download it right now. I already have it right here, so we're going to launch it. And if you see this menu pop up, that's good. This is where all your games are going to show up. And this is where you're going to try to look for Resident Evil 4. Right there. It should be, if you have a lot of Resident Evil games, it should be with your other Resident Evil games. But if not, you're going to have to just, look for it in here. And also another thing, if you can't find your game at all showing up here, there is an option right here to browse and look for your game. If you know where it's at, you could easily just browse and click it. But since it shows up here, we're going to move on. So we're just going to click next. Right here, we're going to install Microsoft DirectX 9. So just click next. Right here, make sure that this bottom is blank completely. Make sure that nothing's in there. If there is, just delete it. Make sure that it's completely blank. All right, we could hit next or skip, but I'm going to hit skip. And then right here, we're going to uncheck all. And then check all, just so that way we could have everything checked off. But with the ReShade presets that I am using and that I use for my videos, we do have to have a certain setting turned off. So this is what I use for my ReShade presets. And here specifically, it tells you to enable all the effects except for the RS Retro Arc. So that's exactly what we're going to do here in this exact menu. So just go down and look for it. You should see it right here, RS Retro Arc. Just uncheck it and then click Next. And it should be installing ReShade for you. And this normally takes a few seconds. It shouldn't take long. So you don't have to worry about it being a few minutes or so. And there we go. It is installed. We're going to click Finish. And now we are going to install the RTGI. And like I said, I will have a link to everything in the description. So what we're going to do first is we're going to go here into our Steam, into our Resident Evil 4, right click it, go to Manage, go to Browse Local Files. Then you should see this right here, bin 32 and bio 4. What we're going to do is we're going to go into bin 32. And then you should see this folder right here that pops up, ReShade Shaders. What we're going to want to do is we're going to go in here and click, and then we're going to see these two things. And now I'm going to pull this right on over, and we're going to be using the ReShade Shaders. And how you get this, like I said, I will have a link in the description. We're going to be going on to this right here, the RTGI. We're going to use version 0.33. And this website's safe and secure, so don't feel like it's sketchy because it's archive.org. It is very safe to use. Yours might look like this or a lot better than mine. I don't know why mine looks a little blurry, hazy. But you just go right here. You go to the RTGI. Oh, wrong thing. Where is it? Oh, no, my bad. We go here. We go to show all items. I believe that's what it said. Yeah, show all files. So we click that. And then you're just going to want to download this file right here. RTGI complete zip. So once you download that, make sure you unzip it. And once you do, you will have this folder right here. And then you will have these as well, but we're not going to worry about these until later. So we're just going to go in here, and then we're just going to drag both these folders into the Resident Evil 4 game folders. And this might show up, it might not for you guys, so just click Replace. Alright, so like I said, make sure that you drag these two into the ReShade Shaders in the Resident Evil 4 folder. And then we are done with this for now. And we are done with this. We could close out of this, and just to make sure that everything is working, we're going to launch Resident Evil just to see that ReShade is up and running. And you'll know it's working because you will see those text bar on the top that says ReShade 5.6.0. It is working fine, so that means we installed it correctly. And in order to pull up the menu itself on your keyboard, you're going to press the home key. And if you have a smaller keyboard, that's going to be like FN and I think like the right bracket key. So just, you know, press home and then this will pop up. You could just hit skip tutorial because we're really not like going to be worrying too much about it because we're going to be using presets. And then this menu will pop up. And we're not going to worry about this right now because, like I said, we're just making sure that it works. So we could just close out of this. You press home key again just to exit out of it. And we're going to quit game. And now we're going to be installing the HD project. Oh, okay. There we go. Yeah, we're going to be installing the HD project now. So with that, you're going to want to go to the website. Again, links in the description. This is the website you're going to be on, the Resident Evil 4 HD project. And right here on the download links, you could choose either between downloading off of Mega or Mediafire. Personally, I did Mediafire because you could download all the files pretty much. If you're doing a free subscription, you could download all of them in one day. As with Mega, there's a limit, I believe. I don't know what the limit is, but you will get capped out, and it's just easier to use Mediafire. So it'll take you right here, and you are going to have to download all of these files individually if you're doing it for free. If you have an account, then you could download all these in bulk, but yeah, just download each one individually. And when you get to 17, do not freak out because it's pretty much the same files. It's just for some reason this is .zip and this is a .bin, but they all come in zip files, so it'll take you, depending on your speeds. For me, it took 1.5 minutes, or it could be a little bit longer for you for each file. So we're gonna download all of those, but like I said, I already have everything installed, so we are gonna move on over here. Like I said, I extracted everything here. I have everything. This is pretty much what a folder should look like. And what we're going to do is we're going to click right here, the RE4HD project setup, because that's going to be the installation. You just want to click yes, and then right here, you should get this popping up for the project installation wizard. Just going to click next. If you want, you could read the user agreements just to see what you're getting yourself into, but this is safe. This is a mod that the community pretty much made, so you're not like installing a virus or any malware or anything like that. So just click agree and then click next again. And then you're going to want to make sure that this is correct right here, that it says like your Steam library, Steam apps, common, Resident Evil 4, because that's where the HD is going to install. So you want to make sure that it's that, and that it's not like the bio folder, that it's just the actual Resident Evil 4 folder itself. Then you're going to click next. Right here, you could I would recommend to keep this on the download the RE4 tweaks, because this is going to come in handy later if this error or type of mistake occurs later on. You'll see what I'm talking about. So you're going to want to hit next and then install. And then this takes a minute as well, because it is like downloading off the internet. So depending on your speeds, this could take 20 to 30 minutes, or if you're like a little bit slower internet speeds, it could take roughly like an hour to install. But I'll be right back once this installs, and we'll see if everything is working just as it should. Alright, now that the RE4HD project mod has fully installed, we could click finish. But one thing that I forgot, that I left out before I took that little break, is that when you unzip the files for the Resident Evil 4 HD project, it is going to ask you for a password. Completely spaced out on that, but don't worry, the password is on the website here itself. If you just scroll all the way down right here where it says password, the password is going to be RE4HD project, all lowercase, obviously, except the 4 being a number, but without the dot at the end. So don't add that dot, the period. It's just this, the RE4HD project, and that's what you use to unzip your files that you downloaded. Forgot to mention that. But yes, we're going to click finish, and now we are almost done. We are going to be doing one last thing, and that last thing is going onto this website right here, the Resident Evil 4 UHD enhancements ReShade presets. We're going to be going right here where it says files, and then right here just click manual download, and then this will give you all 12 presets that you could use in the game. So what we are going to do now is we're going to go into our file again in Resident Evil 4. So just right click again, manage, browse local files, move that over here, go into your bin 32. And now personally, I don't think it really matters where you put these presets. Personally, I put them in here, all the things that I had, but you could also just install them right here as well. Really doesn't matter, but I personally am going to be putting them into the ReShade shaders folder. So with these were the files I came with the RTGI 0.33. So just copy those files, paste them over here, and then for the RE4 UHD presets, just drag the folder and drop it. Alright, and that should be it. And now we could just close out of those. I'm just going to be moving them out of the way for me. And then we should be able to launch the Resident Evil 4 game now. Hopefully, if we did everything right, it should work. So we're going to hit play. This message will pop up for you. Now, don't freak out. It's not like you installed anything wrong or anything. It's just the RE4 tweaks is going to be making a patch to our game. So we're going to click yes. And then we're going to click OK. And now the game should launch after that. Now this part is where I was getting stumped before I was recording, or before I tried to record this, and a lot of you guys may have the same issue. So as you can see on the top, I'm not getting those bars for the ReShade. Now don't freak out, don't think that it's not working or that you installed it all wrong. Everything is fine. For some reason, and I don't know why, but for some reason, we need to turn off a certain setting. But since we installed the HD project, what we're going to do is we're going to press F1 to open up the RE4 tweaks menu. Alright, and now with this open, you will have all this. And then right here in these menus on the tweaks, you could pretty much tweak the game to like however you like it. You could change the POV or the FOV. You could add the show FPS, and there's many more. You could do so much here. You could do things with the controller, the frame rates, make where the QTEs actually respawn when running in 60 FPS. There's so much here that you could do, and that I did in my playthrough. So there's a lot of fun things to tweak here. But what we're going to do is we're going to go here to display, and we're going to uncheck this, the use Vulkan renderer. You want to uncheck that, because that is what's causing ReShade not to work when we launch the game. For some reason, I don't know why exactly, but we want to uncheck that and then save. And then we're just going to press F1 again to exit out of that menu and then quit the game. And we're going to relaunch it pretty much right away afterwards. It just needs a reset because the settings don't really kick in until you reset the game. So now we're going to launch it, and hopefully ReShade should pop up the minute we launch it. And as you can see, it is now working. ReShade 5.6.0 is popped up on the top. Our menus are working for both the RE4 HD project and the ReShade. As you can see, I just pulled up both menus. So that's how you get all that to work. Now we're going to go in-game to get the actual presets to load. Now it doesn't matter if you have a new game or a save file. Just load whatever you want. Just so we could see that everything is working. I'll just go with costume 1.
Got some rare things.
Okay. And there we go. Right now, obviously, the game still looks like the base PC version, but that's all going to change. Right now, I'm going to actually just quickly tweak the FOV, just because why not? You can make it, you know, change it to however you want. If you want it to be a little closer into Leon, you can, or all the way close, or as far as away. We're just going to do that. Press F1. And there you go. You kind of have like the FOV of the newer Resident Evil titles, like Resident Evil 2 Remake, 3 Remake, and so on. So it's pretty cool. It's a nice addition. But what we're going to do is pull up the ReShade menu, which is the home key on your keyboard. We're going to pull that up. I'm just going to move mine a little more over here and make it a little bigger. So what we're going to do first before anything is we're going to go here to the edit global preprocessor. We're just going to click that, and then right here where it says ReShade depth input is reversed, we're going to change the number from a 1 to a 0. You don't have to hit enter. You just click on the side of it. Alright, that worked. It all loaded in. And then we're going to go here on the top where it says add-ons. And we're going to click the copy depth buffer. And there we go. And that's all we need to do there. And now we go here on home. And right here where it says the ReShade preset, you should be able to load that. And if you have that folder like I did with the ReShade shaders, click that folder, select it, and then you should see the RE4 UHD presets. Click that, select it, and there you go. All your presets are right here. And the one that I used, you just click it, you hit select, and it will load in. Just give it a minute or so. It's got to load all the lighting and the shadows, so it takes a few minutes, but once it's done, you will see the difference in real time, which is really crazy. Alright, and there you go. As you can see now, the game looks different. An improvement. My game may look a little choppy just because for some reason my computer can't handle the HD project and ReShade at the same time, or at least OBS can't. I could record with a NVIDIA GeForce replay. I could do that perfectly with no stutter or hitches. But just for right now, it looks like that. Sorry if the gameplay isn't as crisp, but it should look like this. If you did everything right, this is how your game looks. And you could go in here and tweak these settings a little more if you want. You could enable more things in here. That's if you know what you're doing with at least the ReShade. If not, really don't mess with the settings too much. But pretty much like a lot of the settings here, if you want to add more like bloom, you could turn it on or off or change the values. I don't see a difference there, but tweaking these things around does affect how the game looks. And like I said, you could load any preset, so certain things are for separate ways. Assignment Ada, like we have a colorful and blue sky. Just hit select. There you go, everything loads perfectly. If you want no fog, just click and choose. And you can mess around with all of this. It's a really, really cool mod that I didn't expect that I would love. And it looks really beautiful once you actually have it, when you see it yourself and not through this video. So I really hope this tutorial helped you guys. I know that it took me hours to figure this out both times that I was trying to install this. Hopefully, any problems that you had, I've helped you figure out in this video. And give this video a like if it did help you. If not, I guess dislike it. I don't know, do whatever you want. But thank you so much for watching this mod tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed this mod and are having a blast. And I'll see you guys on my next Resident Evil 4 video.